Hello.
It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages.
Hello everyone and welcome once again to Your Highness TV, and today we shall be looking at the Guan languages of Ghana. Okay, its influence on other languages spoken in Ghana. Yeah, so we looked at the history of the Guans in the previous lesson, and today we are going to continue what we are learning. So at the moment I'm at Kpando. Yes, Kpando Aguji, and I went to Amankwa to bring you the video on Nkame, okay, a focus on the Nkame language. So now we are continuing with the Guan languages of Ghana, okay, its influence on other languages. So yes, the Guan languages had influence on other Ghanaian languages. And one thing you are supposed to understand at the moment is that Guan, okay, it's in 4 groups. Basically, in general, we have the northern Guans and the southern Guans, but you can further break them down. That's the southern ones. You can go the Oti Guans, which is mainly Lekpe and Buem. Then the Akan Guans, which is Awutu, Efutu, Lateshipon, Enumgwa, and Busogwa. And maybe Inkimi, but Inkimi is a little difficult to tell where it belongs because it's somewhere south and also has northern characteristics, so it's a little difficult to tell, but we may say Nkami is more southern. Then the Akan related, which is those spoken in the western region, yeah, because they believe they are Akans, and their language is more Akan related. Yeah, that's why they are the Akan related Guans. Alright, so Guan influence on other Ghanaian languages. Yes, the Guan language had lots of influence on other Ghanaian, especially the Ga language, the Tree languages, the Fanti language, and some of the northern languages or the Gur languages. So let's take Ga for example. According to the Ga history, when the Gans first settled in Accra, they came to meet the Guans, and the Guans named them the Nkran or the Nkran people. And they stayed with the Gans for so many years until the Akwemu tyranny, where the Guans had to leave. But some of the Guans still stayed. So you realize that Ga language in itself is originally Dagbon. But when the Western Dagbon had contact with Guan, there were so many borrowings which affected the language, and it changed, and it's now what we know as Ga. So Ga is basically Dagbon with Guan, Akan, and other influences. Let's take some typical examples. Let's take the Ga Bele songs, okay? Bele songs are very religious songs to the Ga people. Majority of those songs are sung in Guan. Okay, for example, they have the Gomani Afutu Klotenka, where it spoke, it sang in Guan, that's Awutu. Then there's another one that goes like Akegamenu guy marriage ponke bugabe. Gamenu guy marriage ponke bugabe. That's also Guan. In Ga, if you want to say give me money, okay, although we say shika, we have something we call Abebuyan Remo, which is idioms, okay, which are idioms, and that's you say nglebi, so maybe hami nglebi or me tau nglebi. So that nglebi is Guan, that is inkbelebi, which is a little. So give me a little, hami nglebi. So you see, they picked it up directly from Guan, and that's not just it. Back is obviously borrowed from Guan, that is say, and the Guan say insi. Let's take the Ga Bomodeng, do well, Bomodeng. Okay, so when the Ga man says Bomodeng, it means do well. Now, when you ask the Ga man the origin of those words or the breakdown of those words, he can't tell you. But when you go to Guan, in Guan, Bo means do, more, eat, dene, hard. So bomodene. That's the origination, bomodene. And then the Ghan says bomodene. And then the three people also say it bomodene. So it's not, this one didn't only affects the Ghan, it affected the Guan, the tree too. Okay. When you check Dangbe, one in Dangbe is said as kake, which reflects the original Ghan way. But presently Ghan says ekome. And all the Guan languages say one as Eko, and the Futu say Ekome, and Ghan is saying Ekome. So this should tell you that if Ghan takes its source from Dangbe, then Kake should be the way Ghan will say one. But now Ghan is saying Ekome, just like the Guans. I hope you get where this is going. Alright, let's look at some influences in Tree. In Tree, okay, they share so many words with the Guan language, like manyebi. The Guans will say menyanko. So most the Guanese will say menyanko. The latter century will say menyanko. Okay, and it goes on. So it's still the same, but just that the accent changes. Mostly Gonja uses the Dagbon Arabic accent. Okay. Still on Ghan, when the Ghana wants to say wash, the Ghana will say wash as for, which is wash. And almost every Guan language, when they want to say wash, they also say for. Okay, so maybe Fuintebia. Okay, even in Boem, for, the same thing. And then the Ghana will also say for. And then the Guans also say info. Okay, just that it changes in some dialects. So maybe the Chirepon also say info. So it changes a little, but it still covers the same area. When you take this animal, a dog, the Chirepon say gbe, the Gans also say gbe, the Dangbis also say gbe. So we don't know who borrowed from the other, but okay. Now still on Chirepon, if they want to say plantain, interesting, and they say obrojo, and the Ewes also say ablajo. The same time, this same Chirepon, when you say plantain, cassava, they say agbeli. The Ewes also say agbeli. And then the Dangbes also say agbeli. That's why the Ghan say agbelima as cassava dough. Now, the Ewes will call water echi. The Guans also call water inchu. So echi, inchu. You see, they look similar. Still on, like maybe give me. The Efutus and the Lattes, those say Neme, and the Efutus will say Nam. The West also say Nam. So maybe Konu Nam, take the thing for me. Then the Efutus will also say Ho Atwe Nam. At the same time, the West want to say, like maybe, so Nam is give me in both Efutu and then the Ewe. But in Latte, it changes to Neme. At the same time, when you want to say take, maybe Efutus will say Honewo. So that Ho is the same way in Ewe too. Ho, take or collect. So if you to honey or collect and go, then the words maybe honajo. So you see the similarities. Okay. Now when the Gamma says pass, the Gammas will say chon. Originally supposed to be ho, but the Gans also have another way of saying it, that is chon. And then most of the Gans also say chon, bachon. So these are some of the similarities. Now let's go to tree. Tree will say something like sebimami. And almost every Guan, they also say sanko name. So the way the trees will say fetch asa, the Guans are also saying fetch asa. Maybe in Gonja, I'm buying something. Gonja will say meto kuso. Ko meto kusonko. Meto, I'm buying. Then the other Guan comes in to say meso or maso. Now, the Southern Guans mostly, okay, they say so as collect and buy. The Gans also say hemo as collect and buy. So that ideology. But the Gonjas, they have the to for buy and then they have the so for collect. When you check in Zima too, they have the to for buy and then D for collect. The same as Senyi, D for collect and then to for buy. Palm. Almost every Guan community says abe. And the same as Akans, abe. I will beat you. The Akans will say mebo. But some Akan communities will say me bro, and every Guan community also say me bro. So even the Gunjes, me bro for the latest, me bro. Okay, then in the Inzima hunters, ma bro. Okay, ma bro. So you see, it's usually the bro. And sand. If it is ariato. When you check the in Kemi language, they will say nole from dote, and then the tree, some will say aria, so the ariato. Then those who say the dote for sand, then the in Kemi also say nole. That's very similar. In typical Guan, house is said as ewuso. That's the efutus. And then the latter say ewuso. Then some other Guan will say ewe. In old Gantu houses, we. Well, I've established some facts way in some other videos, like the differences between Tree and Gan, which is all on this channel. That Gan and Tree and Guan are from the same family of languages called the Quad languages. And for that fact, it's something you must know. But yes, so let's move on. Gans will call tree as cho, but if they want to say fruits, they say yibi. And almost every Guan community, even up to Nari, they also call tree oyi. If they want to hear, if you want to say here, like I heard you, in most Guan languages except Chirepon, and they will say meno, and the Gan will say hino. But then the Latin and Chirepons, they will say menka or mieka. So when you look at this, you can tell that there may be the Guans, okay, in the past were already in dialect. So the dialect is what is affecting their way of understanding till present. Because look at where the Efutus are, look at where the Lattes are. And they are very similar. And then there are words in Nzima which are even similar to words in Kemi spoken at the Kwewa Afram Plains. And even Achode at the Nkwanta district in the Oti region. So you could tell in the past they were in clans. So, and then the clans were speaking some dialects. So when they scattered, that dialect have been preserved, because look at where the Chakosis are, and it's still similar to Enyi. Look at where the Semiria are in Benin, and they speak very close to Latte. Like, it's quite amazing how it works. So the only explanation that they were speaking dialect way back, and then before they scattered, and so those dialects is what has spread out, and then they've evolved into the present day Guan languages. That's why someone can be in the north and then speaking closer to the southern one, because the Gunjas will say basso, come and collect, and the Futus will say basso, who are coastal Guans also say basso. But then the Lattes, who are even close to the Futus, will not say, but they'll say besso. In Tree, okay, these are some similarities Tree bear with Guan. In Tree, eyes is eni, the face is enim. And in Guan, that's like the structure. Eni, Guans also say AC. So the Efutus will say asi. Okay, or asibi. The Efutus, some say asi, some say asibi. Then the Lattes will say ACB. Then the Chirepons will say AC. Then the in Kunyas will also say ansibi. The Gunyas will say enishi. Yeah. Okay. Then now face. The trace will add m, and so enemu eye inside to mean face. The same thing that goes. So the photos will say aseto, that is eye inside, or asibito, eye inside, because asibi sometimes we say asibi, some also say asi. So asito or asibito. When you get to latte, okay, the latte face is acbt. So if acb is eye, acbt eye inside, then the response ac acite eye inside, then enkunyes anseto, that is face. Then the gonjes enishito eye inside, which is face. So you see that structure, and it cuts across. Yeah, it's quite amazing how just the words have changed, but then the ideology, the pragmatics is still the same. Even when you look at how they say math in Guan languages. Almost every Guan language, some will say ono asma, some will say ano, some will say anoa, and then the trees will say ano. Very similar. Even yes, some will say osun. The letters will say osun. The Ifutu will say asumbi, and all the accounts also say asun. Very similar. Forehead, moma, and it cuts across. Even the Akan and the Guan languages. So wherever you go, it's still moma. Hand in Guan is aba, and Akans don't say aba, but Akans have remnants of the aba in the language. So they'll say maybe abeti, aba, eti. That is hand, head. So you realize that then the origin of the aba is from Guan. Then Guans in the Akan or the Tree language, they also call here abache. So aba, which is hand in Guan language, is abache. So that should tell you something. That is of that it has this difference. So even this way, the Akan is simply like obibini. In Guan languages, okay, black is ABB or OBB, depending on the dialect. So the Efutus, the Awutus will say ABB. Some of the Futus will say OBB. Then the Lattes will say BB. The Inzimes will say Bile. Then the Enyins will say Billy. Okay, even the Chakosisian code. So Billy, BB, ABB, Bibini. Black man. So the BB is actually Guan for black, so black man. And I realize that the Gans also have this they call Abili, and so they are taking it directly from the Enyi rather, which is Abili. So this tells you the dialect. So even the Gan people probably had contact with a dialect, an old dialect of Guan. That's why the Gans choose to say Billy for black instead of the BB. Meanwhile, Gans are presently in contact with the Awutus, but they pick their black from as far as Ini or Chakosi. So this proves that the dialectization of the Guan languages, that they were just dialects and then probably they spread out. All right, let's move on. In latte, when you say this, o nyame, he is bigger than me. Mo anyame, he bigger than me. So in latte, when you want to say onyame, he's bigger than me. So that's what they call God, onyame, and it's spread out in Akan as nyame or nyame. Rather, they say nyame, they're almost like nyame. And then in original Guan languages, grace, they don't say it as Adom, they say it as Adaroma. Because when you check in Kunya will never say Adom, they will say Bulu Adaroma. The Zimens will say Nyamele Adaroma. The Lattes, Adaroma, everybody. The Akans also say Adaroma, but the original Akan is Adom. But then, yeah, so Adaroma is Guan, but Akans also say it. When you check the video and focus on Nkame, which I did, you realize that the Nkames, although they are in Ikwewu, they say they or them as be. And when you check every Guan languages, they have two ways of saying they or them. Some are saying be, some are saying amo. So the Futus will say amo, and the Awutus. The Lattes will also say amo. The Chirpons will say womo. So obviously tree. Then when you check in Kunya is also amo. See where Kunya is? Closer to the northern Guans, but they say amo, which is different from the way the northern Guans will say. But look at Nkame, which is just across the Nkame Lake, and they will say be. So you see, and when you check in Zima and Ko, they also say be. Gonjas will also say be. The rest also say be. So like there's no clear-cut line. So the only explanation, like I said, is just dialectization. Okay, originally they were in dialects, and then this evolved to what we have presently. Okay. Also in Guan languages, I beg you, it's a little bit of a dilemma, because in Zima, chele, and that's even the Akanized in Zima, but the proper in Zima is chele. Okay, and I've explained some videos that Guans have this alternation. So when you check Anyi, which is the original in Zima, those say kele. So the kele, with the enzymes have changed to che, kele, ke, because they usually every ke becomes che in Guan. So the ke becomes che. So chele, the kele. When you check, the Brosa people also Enyins, but they have been highly Akanized. So those say me poetry, in Akan, the quick sound that's there. So say me poetry, and then mostly all the LL becomes RR in Akan. When you move on, if you to say me poetry, okay, but then the Awutus will say me power. Some also say me pofai. Some will say me poor, some say me pofai. So me pofai you are coming to Ghana. But then the basic idea is me power chele. Okay. If you to me power chow, I would to me poha. Latte me power koto. So in latte koto is fine. Me power koto. In chepon me power chow. But then now let's check the enumbuso. Those say me krowo. Enumbuso. Just at Isujaman district, close to Latte, Mikro. You check in Kunya Nobuipa. When you check Gunja, microphone na. Okay, microphone na. So Mikro, that is Enumbuso, and Enumbuso is just right after Latte. But now Enumbuso West is almost the same as Gunja. Microphone na. In Chumbulo, microphone. In actually in Chakulofo, then you see where we are going to. Just this southern area, Enum is picking up from the north. Even back, Inzima is Inzi. Some also say Anzi. When you check if you to Inzi later Inzi, Enum will suggest here. Those will say Oma. Then the Inkunyas also say Oma. Then now they start picking for them. Then the northern ones will say kama. And now one characteristic of the northern ones is they have KKK for singular words, and then what the southern ones will use as single, they use it as plural. So maybe math in some northern ones, kono as math, then ano as plural maths. But in the southern ones, some will say ono or ano or anoa, then Enoa. So like the way the tree speaker use the N for plural, yeah, that same characteristics. When you look at tomorrow in Guan languages, Inzima, Ehima, one thing I'm supposed to know is Inzima changes every K in original Guan to H. So Ehima, Ani, Ehima. So originally I told you Inzima is from Enyi. So Enyi changes mostly every K in original Guan to H. So Inzima, Ehima, Enyi, Ehima. So let's change the H to a K. Then we'll get Ochin or Ekima or Echin. So let's come to Efutu. Efutu will say Ochin as tomorrow. Let's intentionally add na, Ochina. Let's come to Latte, Achin, that is tomorrow. And Achin is also morning. Okay. And it goes on. And then there is some of the Achin is mostly Chiripon, sorry. Then the Latte will say okay. When you go to Nari, they also say okay, that is north. The Gonjas also say Echefu. They've added something, Echefu. Okay. It goes on. Still on the Achin, like I told you, morning is Achin. So you realize that the Akans will greet Machin as good morning. Then in Guan, Minawachi or Minawanchi, that's the foot is Minawanchi. So usually the Achin in that area. Usually the northern Guans use the Arabic, Anshuma, Antre, Anola. They use the Arabic greetings. There's one time I traveled to Tafi, and Tafi actually they don't speak Guan, they speak Ghana-Togo Mountain Language. But interestingly, when they want to say who, they say it as Ane. And almost every Guan language, who is Eni. Eni. So the photos will say Eni, Latin say Ni. Then the check points Ane. Then the Gunyas will say Wane. The Dagombes are also saying Wane. Then some accounts will say Hina or Wana. So usually in a hunter they say Hina. Eni, Ane, Hina. Then the Tafis also say Ane. Fast forward, there are some words that characterize Guan languages. So some languages may claim to be Guan, but certain languages, when they claim to be Guan, just ask yourself how they say come in Guan. And if it's, most Guan they say come as ba, with the exception of latte, which says be, because everywhere that is in original Guan, it becomes in latte. So all the sounds. So that's why laugh, manse, then to become mense in latte. Maka, I don't understand. Then that is to say meka, because all the becomes so that one is just a sound shift. So even when you check what's the name, the enyis, those say come as ba, then the Chakosis will say bala, bala. The Chakosis don't say bla, they say bala. So they're adding sound. That's why even some Gonjes do say baba has come. Some Gonjas say ba, some also say baba. So the ba must come first, then the affix. Here, mostly in Guan is in fe. There's some few exceptions though. That's why the photos will say beye. The photos are exception befe. The enyins will say bawa. So those are some few exceptions, but majority the Chakosu will say balafe. The in Kemi will say bame. Yeah. So there's some few exceptions though. Yeah. Then water in almost every Guana is in chu, but as usual there's some exceptions. So if Futu will say insu, the Anyes will say inzuye. Okay, the Antes will say inzulo. Yeah. Okay. Then look is mostly ke in Guan languages, but as usual there are exceptions. The Futus will also say ye as look. The Latin, so the Kedo will say ch. The Gunjas will say kene. Then the Ahantes will say kre. Then the Achodes also say kre. Yeah, so there are some few exceptions here and there. Okay. Most Guan languages will call a boy Onyi, but as usual there are exceptions. And a girl is Achi. Mostly they have Achi for a girl, and a younger girl is Achibi. Okay, so if Onyi is a boy, Onyibi is a small boy. But like I told you, the exception will say Onyinebi and co. Okay. Majority of the Guans, when they want to say call, they say tre. Only some few communities changes it. So when you check in Kemin, they will say t. I know some communities that will say tie as call. Some will also say fele as call. It changes. Okay. So we've learned the characteristics of Guan languages and how they influenced other languages. Yes, Guan languages influence other languages a lot. So even Kusal and Dagbon, there are so many Guan lives. The Dagbon will say like that as la. The latter Senchipon will say Allah, same as this one. And if you want to say or, the northern Guans like Nari and Kodo will say abe, or then the Gunje, then there was the Dagbon also say be. Okay, the influence. When you check Guan, let's take a Futu say miye. I say latte miye. Inkunya miye. Oh sorry, Inkunya is imbe. Inkunya imbe. Inkemi inye. And it goes on and on and on. The Enyes will say inwa. As for them, they've changed it. Now the Dagombes. will also say inye or inyemiya, inye. I said, then yemiya, I said that. So you see, so they were also influenced to some extent. So even you said what in Dagbani, ayebumbo, you said what, and even kusal, a brother language will say fuyebo, and then fo is you in Guan languages. It's also said fuyebo. So you see. And it's like the influence cuts across almost every language in Ghana. So do you have any questions or contributions? You can kindly do what to drop it in the comment box below. And also, like I said, if you want to read more on Guans and other stuff, my blog historicalhunia.blogspot.com. That's the job. As usual, I'm on Facebook, Huniah-Tete. Same applies to TikTok, Huniah-Tete. Yeah, and then My blog also, you can contact me from there. You can also take my email and contact me. Alright. So without much I say, catch you in the next lesson.
It's Genesis on the beat.